So there was another CNN town hall last night, this one with Julian Castro, someone who, I mean, I think he has a fairly big name. People know his name, they know his brother, they know who he is, but he isn't like leading any polls. He talked about a lot during this town hall: reparations, immigration, foreign policy priorities. Let's just get into some of this. Is what he had to say about reparations.
I believe that we have never fully addressed in this country the original sin of slavery. And that because of that, we have never truly healed as a country. And I've said that, if we compensate people under our Constitution, if we take their property, why wouldn't you compensate people who actually were considered property and sanctioned as property by the state? And sometimes people say, they'll ask me, well, nobody today was a slave owner, and nobody today that's living was a slave. And I say, if somebody is out there that's 25 years old and they say, why are you talking to me? I never owned slaves. I'd say that, that 25-year-old person never fought in the Pacific. That 25-year-old person never had a hand in writing the Constitution of our great country. That 25-year-old person never marched with the women who were marching for the power to vote. They didn't march at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. But when that 25-year-old person goes around the world, in many places they're treated with great respect because they're an American. In other words, even though we weren't there in past generations, we've inherited a lot of moral assets. But you know what? We've also inherited some moral debts. And one of those debts that we've never paid is the debt for that original sin of slavery. So I support legislation that Sheila Jackson Lee, Congresswoman Jackson Lee from Texas, has introduced that would appoint a commission to study reparations. And that commission would make a recommendation to the president on how those reparations should be done.
Okay, so of course I picked the longest video in the history of videos, but he talked about a couple of other things too. He talked about, he supports the legalization of marijuana. He was asked if he had any advice for Trump. His advice was follow the law, which
right?
Unfortunately.
Well, as you pointed out during that video, Trump is already saying he's doubling down on dumping illegal immigrants or sanctuary asylum seekers into sanctuary cities. So he's doing that. Just on the reparations thing, do you think that's ever gonna happen?
No, I don't. And I think, honestly, I don't. I think it's a respect thing. I think that candidates are put in this position where they just have to acknowledge that maybe it should be a thing or that something needs to be done. But I think there are a lot of super progressive policies that are never going to happen.
Right. But I think when people say reparations, like which has not made its way really seriously until now into any discussion, I see that as a lot of, that's why I asked this question to Terrell, was just, do you think that they're ever going to really address it? Is it gonna be this like, I'm gonna say these 8 words in a row and it's gonna end with, we need to study it, and then nothing's gonna happen?
Yeah, at least in our lifetime.
I don't know. You guys should check out that town hall with Julian Castro.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.